Hello, hello. It's Bernadette. All right, let me get us going on Instagram. So many extra steps. And we're live on Instagram. All right, so it took me a minute to get on here. So many tech things. My ring light, for whatever reason, like, and it's not working now. So when you get here, say hello. I want to make sure you can hear me. Today, we're going to talk about my health journey and the update with the EE system, share what's been going on, some of the breakthroughs I've had. I've been doing overnights since Saturday night, Sunday night, and last night. And then my dad joined me last night. But like I said, I had some issues getting on. My second monitor, like, did a weird thing too. So I've got to go fix that after this. But here I am. So hello. And I know it's the middle of the day. I'm going to be at the EE system tonight, so I can't do it tonight. So I know you'll watch this whether you're watching the replay or you're here with me live. But let me just give you an update. So I went in, say hello, whoever just jumped on. I got to make sure you can hear me. Like, all kind of tech issues trying to get onto this live today. And we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on the YouTube. So I want to make sure everything is working since so many tech issues. It's like my energy's vibing high. So things are blowing out today. Lovely. Fabulous. Hi, Miss Ashley. Can you hear okay? I hope you can. All right, so here's the update. So Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, I think at 4, I went in for consecutive nights. So I went Saturday night, started, I think, at 4, and then I had the whole place to myself at 5-ish, or 6-ish. I can't even remember. I think it was 5-ish. And spent the night there by myself on Saturday night. And I stayed all day Sunday by myself, and Sunday night, and then came home Monday morning. I left there at like quarter to 6, and it was pouring rain. It was so hard. And I wrote a post about it because Spirit used it as some messages for me, which I was deeply grateful for. So if you have not read that, you can go onto my Facebook page. There's a picture of a storm. It wasn't the storm I was in, but that's the post. Because I was having some doubts, right? Now I know natural healing and I know natural modalities don't happen overnight, but we always want miracles. At least I do. I expect the best. And while that's not happening on those levels, my results thus far, and I've been tracking them, have been pretty cool. But I went back last night and my dad went with me. And so I want to fill you in on some of the things that happened for him. Enough happened for him that he's coming back with me tonight to do another overnight. And then I know that I'm going to need some more, but I'm going to give it a week and see how my body does. But so I told you guys about my hip, being able to sleep on my hip after not being able to do it for the last 30 something years, right? When I broke my hip. I've also been like experiencing all kinds of new things with my body. But what just happened in the last couple of days, so the mass is shrinking, but it's not gone, right? But it is changing. There's separation now. It was a whole sheet on my abdomen. And now it's starting to separate where I can feel the different parts of my abdomen. It's come in about little more than 2 inches now, shrinking in from each side, from right to left. And then from top to bottom, it's about an inch up from the bottom, an inch lower. So it is getting smaller. It's just not gone. And I like gone. But what's interesting is last night or this morning, all last night and I didn't go live because my dad was with me. I didn't go live because partially, like, I guess it was Sunday night. No one was commenting that they wanted me to go live anyway. So I was like, well, unless people say in the hashtags go live, I didn't do it. And now it's too late because my dad's coming back with me tonight. But there'll be more. And who knows, I may be able to get him to to let me broadcast live. We'll see. But I want to share where I was with you guys and some new things that I'm also doing, a new supplement. But last night I noticed burning going on the right side underneath the mask. Like there was actual burning. Marla's in the studio. Ah, hi, Marla. Hi, Andy. So there's burning on the right side. And it kind of off and on, right? But when I got home this morning, I noticed, now y'all know I broke my tailbone a few years ago and I had to go through PT and all kind of stuff. They couldn't resolve it, then ended up having a hysterectomy. And that's what I think caused this mass in my stomach, because it started right under my belly button. And you can Google it. It does happen on an occasion when you have abdominal surgery. And when they went in abdominally, they left scar tissue. Anytime you have surgery, there's scar tissue. Sometimes, especially if you've had cancer before, and I've had colon cancer before, I've had leukemia, sometimes you'll get an adhesion and it can grow if the conditions are right. And apparently my stress levels were correct for it to grow, all kind of things. And I went a little crazy after I got rid of that tumor and started eating a lot of stuff I should not have been eating. And then I got back on it, but by then it was already growing. And then I ignored it for months and months. And now I have this massive mass. Have I gone for diagnostics to confirm that it's cancer? No, my machine says it is. Biomagnetism scans say it is. My hydrotherapist, colon hydrotherapist, pretty sure it is. It feels like cancer. I don't know what else is going to grow a mass like that and keep growing. And then it started to rapidly grow over the last couple of months. Well, now it's starting to shrink. Yay. My digestion's gotten better. But what I noticed the other night, or last night with the burning, when I got home this morning, started to feel burning around my piriformis muscles, around the girdle of my hip, wrapping all the way to the front to where my hip flexors are, which is in PT what they worked on a lot. They are on fire today. Like something's moving. Now my back eased up once I took the salt bath, which is what's recommended afterwards, is a special combination of sea salt, bentonite, clay, and baking soda and some other things in there that will help you detox from what you have going on after you've been in the system. And since we were in last night for 12 hours, another 12 hours, needed to take another bath. It eased the back pain, but I can feel something going on in my hip flexors. And I thought it was like my pelvis. And I'm like, I don't have anything left there, female part wise. Like they took it all. But when I push on it, when I lay down, it is in fact my hip flexors, which have not released, have not relaxed in probably 6-7 years since I've had the colon cancer. And then since I had that mass removed out of my uterus and my uterus removed and all the things. So that's happening like as we speak. It doesn't hurt. It's just a burning, like something's happening. Still getting off and on burning in the mass. That is changing like by the hour right now. It's changing shape. It's changing form, which is a really good sign, right? So I am hopeful. I did sleep on my left side like most of the night last night. And I didn't sleep that much. The energy is so high in there for me that like, I don't know. My dad didn't sleep well either. I don't know how people sleep. Angela slept when she stayed with me. And that night I kind of slept, but I was very tired that night. Now, mind you, I've been in Saturday, Sunday, and then last night. And I hadn't slept great Sunday and I didn't sleep great Saturday, but I don't feel bad. Like I don't feel tired. I feel pretty energized. The brain coming online and staying online has been amazing. Intuition been amazing. My digestion's still good. So that's a plus. I definitely know that I'm detoxing right now because I can feel things and I can hear stomach sounds. So with my dad, he came in. Now, my dad has stage 3 renal failure. So they say that's been going on for the last, since we've been living in Texas. So last couple of years for sure, they diagnosed he has chronic lymphocytic leukemia. That's been going on for a number of years. And he has, what else? He has gout. He's got arthritis in his wrist, like his bone's very big. And he's had an ongoing problem the last few years with his ankle. his left ankle keeps swelling up, so much so that finally, after complaining about it time and time again for the last couple of years, the VA scheduled an MRI for this Saturday. Well, last night, no pain. He wasn't feeling any arthritic pain. He wasn't feeling any kind of pain. He also has had tinnitus for the longest time, like forever. And he's taken different herbs and stuff that you can buy on the internet. One of the Chinese herbs did work, but he stopped taking it. As soon as we got into the system, within an hour, he could tell, like, his ears weren't ringing. There was no tinnitus. And today, his tinnitus has reduced by at least 80 to 90%. He said he can still hear something, but it's not like the ringing. And then that ankle, that swelling went down, stayed down. His blood pressure, which he has AFib, high blood pressure, cholesterol, yada, yada. He's got all of these things. His blood pressure, he took his cuff in with us last night. It stayed very, very normal. And that's even without sleep. This morning, his blood pressure was amazing before he took his medicine. Like, that's even without a whole lot of sleep. So he is going back because he's like, nothing has worked for the tinnitus. So there's a ton of reports and testimonials that the EE system does resolve tinnitus as well. So super exciting, right? So let me just share with you, if you are not in the state of Texas, or you are not in the San Antonio area, then I put the link for EE system. You can look up by location where there is one by you. It's super affordable. But where I went is, and I tagged them, I think I tagged them in this. It's EE, hold on, I'm gonna put it in the comments. Centrix, it's Centrix E Energy on Facebook. That's who they are. And they are amazing. They are in the San Antonio area, and they're the biggest 24 units. They've got 24 units. So if you are in the San Antonio area, they're in the Bulverde area. Super, super sweet owners, really nice, very accommodating. They offer veterans a 25% discount, and most of the centers do give veteran discounts. And then she was saying yesterday that they do once a month a free session for veterans. And I think it's the first, I don't remember what it was. You would have to talk to them. But if you're in the San Antonio area, there is one in New Braunfels, but they're a smaller system. They're like 12, 16 unit. And why I say go for the 24, if you've got health stuff going on, really go in the bigger system. The bigger units, the more units, 24, 36, and now they're building out a 48. The more units, the higher intensity the scalar frequencies are. So you're going to get faster results. Not saying that the lower units, the smaller units, don't work. They do. You just probably aren't going to get as fast results as you get in, say, a 24 unit system, which is why I'm going to Centrix E Energy to do my sessions and my overnight. And they do overnight. They do pets. So let me tell you this other thing. I was in there Saturday, and a lady had her 18-year-old cat there. And I was like, what's going on with the cat? And she said kidney problems, which is normal for cats that age. He wasn't eating. He's having a hard time going to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. She said, so I just come for him. And she brings him in a crate. And she said he's eating. He's moving around and feels good. And then she keeps a medallion, which I took mine off when I took a bath. But she keeps a medallion in his bed, and his health is improved. For an 18-year-old cat, that says a lot. I wish they were here last year before we put Furby down, because he had a bunch of little tumors on his body. So most of the EE systems you can bring your animal to, but they have to be in a crate, which who cares, right? So up to date, I'm looking and seeing my dad's tinnitus, swelling in his ankle. He's got less pain in his wrist. He did say, and he has PTSD, anxiety, depression. He did say he was much more calm feeling, and he's actually sleeping right now because he didn't sleep last night. He said he's feeling much more calm today. So for that, I'm very grateful, right? I'm very grateful for the stuff that he has experienced with it, and so much so that he's coming back tonight with me to do an overnight. I just wanted him to try it. And then last night he's like, well, maybe I'll go. When I started telling him some of the results I'm reading on the testimonial, there's a Facebook group with testimonials. when I started telling him all of that, he's like, oh, tinnitus, huh? Oh, arthritis, and then cholesterol. So he's going to buy a medallion because it does shift and change things. Just the medallion and the bracelet that they hardwire into the scalar system, charge them up direct from EE Systems, a proprietary system that they charge it with. But I can tell the difference when I have my medallion on. But I'm telling you, going to a system, it's a game changer. Someone asked me how the EE system combines with biomagnetism therapy. Do you want to just do one? Do you want to do both? Because I can tell you there's things that can happen almost immediately with pain, with symptoms of different diseases that biomagnetism is going to address immediately. And then the EE system is going to help your body make the other adjustments. And the EE systems, the scalar energy is not healing you, but it's creating the energy frequency to raise your body's frequency up enough and your organ frequencies up enough that your body can heal itself. Biomagnetism is very similar, but we're directing where your blood flow is, the oxygen flow is, and we're changing things on that level. So they work amazing in conjunction. Like I'm going to send one of my clients over to them from the area. But if you can, and you're in the San Antonio area, go to Centrex. It's Centrex E Energy. Links in the comments, links in the description. And I say that because they're the only 24 unit system in the area, in the San Antonio area. There's one in New Braunfels, but I can't remember if it's 12 or 16 units. Still would rather be in the 24. So, and Ashley's saying, I did do some research and found quite a few EE systems. Yeah, there's a lot in the DFW area and the surrounding areas. These systems are coming online every day. I mean, there's a 10-month wait once you order a system, and they're not cheap. They're expensive, but there's a 10-month wait to get them because they've got to come and custom install them as well. There's precise measurements of where the units have to go and how they have to face to create that scalar wave effect and that 0 point energy. So if you want to read about it, you're curious, most of yours are 16 units. There's one in Weatherford, Texas, that's I think a 24 that has amazing reviews. And I think because they've set that energy grid up tight, like it's really good reviews in the Weatherford one. And I'm not saying anything about the ones that are currently in DFW. I don't know. I haven't been there. I know any of them are going to be great. So get to what you can. 16's not that different probably than the 24. I don't know. But 16's better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. I've seen some amazing testimonials on 8-unit systems, right? So just being in that energy. But I know from what I've read and what I've studied with the research, and if you go to eesystem.com and look on research, there's all kinds of documented research that they've done, doctors and whatnot. So go and check it out. Do yourself a favor, right? People want to say, oh, it's expensive. It's not. It's $50 to $60 an hour. You should go for at least 2 hours. It may take multiple trips. If you can do an overnight and you're chronically ill, or you've got some scary stuff going on like cancer, and you've got a mass growing like me, like do the overnights, do consecutive days, get in there, stay in there as long as you can, because the cumulative effects, the compounding effects of staying in the system and having your body in that higher frequency, way, way better. Now, I'm going to tell you this, like I tell all of my biomagnetism clients, you cannot expect to go do this, feel better, have clarity of mind, have peace, have your nervous system reset, because people that with PTSD and psychological and mental issues do report feeling way better afterwards and for days on end. But just like biomagnetism, if you then go toxify your body, stress yourself out, do all the things that release the negative, hormones into your system and set your adrenals off, drinking alcohol and eating foods that are high in fat, that are processed, that are not whole foods, you can't expect your results to be long lasting. And someone had asked me, how come there's, some people have healed cancer, other people haven't? It's no different than biomagnetism therapy. Like some people get really well and stay well. The ones that don't are like Jarrett. And if you don't know Jarrett's story, go onto my website to biomagnetism and he shares his story. We got him clear in one session after he had gone through multiple surgeries, 112 hospital stays, and 10 years of pain and drugs for the pain. One session with biomagnetism, was able to eat again, told him to change his diet. He did not. And within 3 days, he had to have another session within a week because after 3 days of eating like crap, it caught up with him again. And I'm like, don't do it. And he finally got the message, changed his lifestyle, followed the dietary recommendations, did the supplements I recommended. He went from being super skinny to finally putting on weight when he could not for over 10 years. After having a random virus they never figured out, they did some surgery on his stomach. He had a mesenteric artery issue. And he's got his health back. He's eating, he's gained weight, he's working out, he's ice skating again after all those years of not being able to. But he did tell me, he was just here yesterday doing the dog sales. He said, I screwed up. I had some alcohol on the first and I paid for it for an entire week. I'm like, why didn't you call me? I would have recommended you take activated charcoal to get it out of your system quickly. Now, I don't recommend that you go doing that again. He goes, I'll never do it again. I thought, what's the harm? It took him a week to recover from his New Year's Eve celebration. So he's like, not going to do it. Not even going to touch it. I'm like, it was not worth it. And he said he didn't call me because he was embarrassed that he did it to himself. And I'm like, next time, just call me and I'll tell you what to do to help yourself detox faster. So if any of you are like either going through a Herxheimer effect, you have drank and you're like, what the heck? Or you get food poisoning, activated charcoal caps are amazing. They're just in veggie caps. They're very good for detoxing the body. If you get a cold or the flu or the COVID, take activated charcoal. It'll run through your system super fast. If you're having surgery where they're blowing gas into your belly, like someone I know is about to have a hysterectomy, right when you get home, take activated charcoal. It's going to help remove and pull that gas out of your bloodstream and out of your organs so that you feel better. Like it just binds and pulls stuff out. When I took the activated charcoal after my surgery, which I don't know why it took me 2 days to figure out to do, but I finally did, all the gas resolved itself. And I mean, the gas pain in my gut from where they blew it up to do the surgery, far worse than the pain from the incisions. It was horrible. So that's my recommendation. But if you do have any surgeries, any old injuries, and I mean, a bunch of my old injuries are resolving themselves as we speak, just being in the system. My hip injury from when I got stepped on with my horse, I fractured my skull, broke my hip. My leg has been horrible. Can't sleep on the left side. That was when I was 19, 18, 19. I'm 57. Can lay on my left side now. Feeling great. All of the places in my piriformis muscles and that sciatic sacrum line, right, where we feel sciatic pain, that's all resolving now. My back, which I hurt numerous falls off horses, but they told me in 2010 when I had my neck surgery in India that I had 2 herniated discs there that would eventually bother me, but they were doing my front, the 3 discs in the front. And after the first overnight, no lumbar support, had to take it off my car. I've not had any problems with my back since. My lumbar's still not turned on my car. That's the first time in probably 10 years. It's crazy. So my back feels great. And I mean, there's just a lot of stuff shifting and changing. The main reason why I went was for the mass in my stomach. And my digestion. And the first overnight did get my digestion kicked on. And now it's just a matter of getting this thing to continue to shrink. And then we'll see what happens with Dad tonight, because just having his tinnitus resolve, which has been, if you have ever experienced high ear ringing, it's been really hard on him. But then that ankle problem that the VA could not figure out, they've x-rayed it, they've done a ton of stuff. Now they're going to do an MRI. By the time he goes, it'll probably be resolved because he's spending the night again tonight. And then no arthritis pain, right? He's 82. He's hoping that he can get off another one of his blood pressure pills. So we'll see. But a lot of this for him too is the mental stuff, like the clarity, because he has PTSD and depression, getting his brain to come back on. There's been reports of people with dementia. One girl said she brought her dad in who had dementia, and her dad said he's finally sleeping. He had insomnia. He's finally sleeping normal, after a year of not sleeping well, and that he feels like there's tingling in his head, like something in his brain's turning on. So my hope, because my dad has been showing signs of dementia, my hope is that this helps to repair my dad's brain and memory problems and the PTSD and stuff like that. So super exciting. I mean, there's a list of things, and I think I covered all of it. Last night was an interesting one because so much burning and whatnot was going on. I'm trying to see if there was anything else. I also put a link in for those of you who have gut issues. Let's see if you can see this. It's called ADP. There's a link in the description. You guys know how much I love oregano oil. I use oregano oil for my teeth and my gums anytime I have an abscess, an infection. I did a whole video on gum abscesses and tooth infections. So I love oil of oregano, but taking the oil for your gut, if you have any kind of gut issues, it burns. So you don't do that. ADP is emulsified oil of oregano. And there is one of the properties is, I think it's called Carvacol. And you can look this up too. The properties in it have been shown and documented to kill cancer cells. It has been shown to help prevent cancer, but also if you have cancer, radically go after it. It's good for gut health. It's good for immune system. It's good for skin. It's good for a lot of things, and it's an anti-parasitic. So I will tell you guys the stuff I was telling you about, the scram stuff, I don't recommend, and they don't have a way to refund. Like, I have 2 bottles of this stuff, but I've been taking it, and while I've seen a few little worms, the herbs I'm on from the Ayurvedic doctor have anti-parasitics. So I don't know if that's what's causing it, but like, I'm not seeing big worms like I did like a lot of them, like I did when I did the Parify. So the Parify I would recommend way over, like, don't waste your money on the scram. So that's my update on that. But I'm hoping, because other people have left reviews on Amazon about parasites that they took antibiotics for and it didn't get, but this stuff did get it. And oil of oregano, powerful. It's a powerful antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-fungicide. It's good if you have candida. It's good for a bunch of stuff. Go do the research. Go look it up. And I recommend this company, Biotics Research, because they're highly rated, and naturopaths refer their clients, their patients, to take this ADP. So emulsified oregano oil. This combined with what I'm doing with the E-systems, with the magnets, with my machine, with taking all the other supplements I'm on, I do think I'm making a dent. I feel way more positive today. I can tell you that, because I am seeing, like this morning, I did see changes. And like I said, I've got burning going on in my hip flexor area, which I know I've had massive problems with it now going on 6 years. So to have that finally resolved when PT didn't do it, and all the stuff I've ever didn't do it, to have that finally resolved is pretty amazing. And then the other part of the burning is just, I think the mass is just, it's burning out, which is great. I just have to keep detoxing it out. So I'm sure I'll be using charcoal too. But I'll give you guys another update. We'll see if I can go live tonight. I don't want to disturb my dad. And it's so peaceful in there. It's like, don't really want to do anything. You just want to, like, absorb it, take it in, rest. And, like, I can't recommend it highly enough. But if you are in the San Antonio area, the one I recommend you go to is Centex E Energy, because they're amazing people, super sweet. Tag them in this. Asked her first if I could. And I mean, the way that the room is set up is very nice. They've got water, the bathroom's right there. The chairs are very comfortable. The recliners are very comfortable. And then if you want to do an overnight, they're very accommodating, and like they put up a second air mattress for my dad, which he didn't think he was going to use. Very comfortable. He slept in that, and he's going back for a second time. So if my 82-year-old dad, who's like, I mean, he does listen to me, but he waited until I've been several days, and then finally he jumped on the bed. Oh, I'll just try it. Maybe you don't want to be alone. He's pretty impressed that he's buying a medallion and coming back. So those are our results as of now. I'll let you guys know as we go forward what else is changing. I mean, it seems like a lot. If I can resolve the pain that I've had from breaking my tailbone and going through several treatments for that too, just by sitting in a room, I mean, who wouldn't want to go? Y'all need to go do the research. Like any of you with chronic illnesses, any of you even with acute injuries, or long COVID even. I don't know. It's hard to say that. I mean, if you've got symptoms now, don't go into an EE system. That's not fair to anybody. Contact me. I'll do biomagnetism on you. Once your symptoms are gone and you've gone through your quarantine-ish time, then go in there and allow it to clear out whatever else is going on with you. But biomagnetism absolutely shortens the time and will take care of the competing viruses. And what I'm seeing with long COVID, because I worked on somebody, I think it was yesterday, every day, because I've been in this box with no windows, every day seems like I can't track it on the calendar right now. But and this is recurring. People with long COVID are having, what I'm seeing with them is Epstein-Barr's gotten activated, and it is wreaking havoc, playing with the hormones, causing brain problems, brain fog, confusion. But then because it feeds on hormones, whether that's your thyroid or your adrenals, wreaking havoc on energy levels. And then I was watching something yesterday from Dr. Jerry Tennant, and he was talking about long COVID too. And what does he recommend? He recommends taking emulsified oil of oregano. So if you have long COVID, this one's a good one. It's a really good one because it will go after the bacterias and take care of it. But it's not SARS-CoV-2. I'm going to say this again. It is not SARS-CoV-2 that causes all the symptoms with COVID. It's what it activates, because it lowers your immune system. And then if you have had if you have had Epstein-Barr, it will come out of hiding and start to propagate, because this latest version of that virus is mixed with, like I saw H1N1, Bordetella pertussis, which is pretty common right now that it's mixed with the flu, but like H1N1, what? Why is that in there? How'd that get in there? Biological warfare, what? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, telling you what I'm seeing in everybody's scans. So if you have weird symptoms and if you have Lyme and you have long COVID, get a biomagnetism session. Go into the EE systems and watch how fast your body starts to regenerate. Honestly, it's an amazing experience, and just the peace you walk away with. But so many doctors right now are hitting the wall with their patients. And like the one guy coming to me tomorrow, he's an older gentleman. I think he's in his 80s because his wife is in her 80s. So he has to be. They pretty much wrote him off after doing back surgery. And I don't know exactly what's going on with him because I haven't done a scan yet. But I know it will help, right? And I want to speed his healing up. So I'm not just going to have him do biomagnetism therapy. I'm going to send him off and go to the EE system with his wife, because I think it will do them both a good deal. But tomorrow we'll figure out exactly what's going on with him. And then I'll place magnets on him and get his healing going, and we'll see from there. So yeah, I hope that helps any of you who are contemplating it. I wasn't sure I wanted to do an update, and then I had a couple of people message me and say, please come on and tell us what's going on. And I just want to make sure. Oh, the last thing that's been happening, and today it happened super early on. So I haven't had an appetite for over a year. Like, I don't get hungry. Most of the time I don't eat until noon. That was until I started working with this Ayurvedic doctor. But even like, I have to force myself. I have to take these herbs to get my digestion going so that I'll feel hungry in the morning, enough to just have a bowl of sloppy oatmeal. But this morning, as soon as I got home with all of that burning and everything, like my stomach, I was like hungry. And that is so unlike me. We're talking 6:30 in the morning. So unlike me. So I know that's one of the signs too that things are changing, because I've not had an appetite for over a year. It's been a long, long time since I got hungry first thing in the morning. And it's not like I didn't eat. I did last night. So rapid changes, and all painless with no side effects. Isn't that great? So yeah. All right. That's it. That's all. Don't want to make this too long. Just any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me about any of this? No matter where you are in the world, because I know, like, my friend Julie lives in Australia. There's one in her town. They're in the UK. They're in India. They're all over the world. More systems are being added, but you should be able to find one. If there's if there's so many in Texas, there's some in Tennessee, there's some in North Carolina, Idaho, Utah, Washington, Oregon. Like, they're popping up all over. Why? Because it works. And the healthcare system has no idea. This is the new technology for healing. This is where we're headed. And I think I said something to that effect in our yearly forecast. Little did I know, right? But this is where it's heading. Biomagnetism therapy, EE systems, all the natural stuff. The scalar waves are profound and amazing. And I hope you will give it a try for yourself. Hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. If this interests you and you want me to do another update, put in the comments. Please do another update. Keep us informed. Healthcare is about to have a rude awakening. So many people are shifting away from our healthcare system because issues are not being addressed and they're not answering anything. It's like they throw a bunch of medicine at you and they never tell you what's wrong. And then if they do tell you, they'll be like, well, our best guess is this, so we're going to try X, Y, and Z. And me, I'm not one to want to be some doctor's science project, which is why I refuse to do chemo and radiation. And people can call me crazy, but I've already healed leukemia multiple times and I've already healed a colon tumor. And this time's different. Like, those times I kept it very hush hush until I was at the end and I knew I was already in the black. Like, I was already good. This time I'm letting you guys know, as I'm going through the treatments, because Spirit told me people need some inspiration right now. And I'm being very real. It's not like I have 100% faith that I'm going to get through this. It's not fun. This is not a fun time for me, but I'm not letting it take me down. And like, I do have doubts at times. I'm like, am I crazy? Should I just go to the doctor, have surgery, let them do chemo and radiation and just call it good and go out feeling like crap? And the answer always comes back, no, that's not how you want to go. You're going to go, if this takes me out, I'm going down with a big old fight, right? I am fighting for my life right now, but I'm okay. I mean, I'm losing hair. My hair is falling out. It's been crazy, like crazy how much hair is falling out. Just from all of this stuff going on in my body. And it's been happening for months. I'm hoping within the next month my hair starts coming back, because I'm really starting to get like, wow, it's coming out like a lot. But I'd rather have my hair fall out naturally because I'm sick than from chemo and radiation where it's just coming out and I have no hair. And my hair is like the last concern of mine, but it's a symptom. Hair loss at the rapid pace that I'm losing my hair and have been for months is a symptom. Initially, my doctor thought it was because of my thyroid. My thyroid meds, I'm taking my meds once a week right now. So it's not because I'm hyperthyroid. They nicked my thyroid when I had my neck surgery. So, and maybe it's repairing from all the biomagnetism I've done. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see if I feel like I need to take any medication for it after this. I've wanted to not have to, because at 57, I'm not on anything but that. The only reason I'm on that is because they did cut it and I did have bad symptoms. I had the muscle cramps, the knee aches, the joint pain, the weight to gain, the foggy brain. I had all, and the heart palpitations all the time. until I got on the medication. And that was a fight too, because I'm on natural armor thyroid, not Synthroid or levothyroxine. And so, yeah, always try to go with the closest to the natural that I can get. But anyways, Ashley's saying yes, another update. All right. Well, we'll see what happens on Facebook if people on Facebook want an update. If any of you go to the EE system near you, I know one of my clients on here and friends is going to be going and visiting one in her area. We found for her tomorrow, so I'm super excited to see her results. Neuropathy, and nerve pain is one of the things that gets addressed and gets taken care of. If you have arthritis, same thing. I mean, I know biomagnetism helps a ton, but like to be able to address this on an overall whole body system to get rid of those symptoms. And I don't know another technology that resolves eye loss or vision loss. Like, this is it. Seriously, no surgery. So yeah, y'all got nothing to lose by trying. But maybe if you go for a 2-hour session, $100, $120, your health, your vitality, it's worth that. You're worth that. And I mean, for my 82-year-old dad to have been going all this time to the doctors and no resolution, no idea what's causing his ankle stuff and the swelling that keeps happening. And they've told him, oh, it's the medication. Oh, it's because you've broken your foot so many times. Oh, it's no resolution. He's like, it hurts and it swells every single day. They gave him compression socks, doesn't fix it. But one night in the EE system and the swelling was way down, no pain. So we're hoping it stays that way. Another overnight will probably be amazing. And then tinnitus. Someone on there too said that they, after 7 years of wearing hearing aids, they don't have to wear their hearing aids anymore. That was what got my dad to try it because he was like, that would be cool. I have to figure things out with my heart naturally. Then go and do it. Do an overnight, right? Like I know at Centex Energy, an overnight is $400 for every additional person because they will not pair you overnight with someone you don't know. So it's either you by yourself or if you have other people that want to join you. I think I'm going to have to do a slumber party with my girls to get them in because Brindy's got some health issues that need to be resolved and so does Bella. But like, it's $200 per person additional. So they're not paying a whole $400. They're just paying $200 additional per person. So it's well worth like spending the night there. The longer you're there, the more compounding effects it has. If you can only go for 2 hours here and there, fine, do that, but 2 hours over here is like $100. So if you tell me you can't afford it, I'm going to tell you, stop eating out. Save your pennies. You can afford it. Stop spending money on prescription drugs with side effects. You can afford it. You have complete hearing loss in your left ear. Yeah. Go lay in the system. Go take your wife and go spend the night in the EE system. I know your kids have health issues too. I mean, seriously, people, go and check it out. It's well worth it. You have nothing to lose, seriously. And they are not paying me. I do want to eventually purchase a system. I would love to put it in my office and bring people in there, but I think I would need a different office space. In fact, I know I would need a different office space to set it up the way that I want. And ultimately, because my heart is always with horses. I would ultimately love to set up a system where we've got a place for the animals, like the large equines and even, cows and everything else, goats, like bring the animals, let them heal too. That would be fabulous. Just one side for animals to the left, humans to the right. How cool would that be? I put that on my vision board and told Spirit this morning, I'm like, make it happen, find a way, because we can, that would just be unbelievable. Make me feel really good to be able to do that. So, because I know with horses and sport injuries with horses, a lot of times it'll knock a horse out. And then if a horse can't be used, they end up at the feedlot. And that is my heart. Like, not cool that we do those things, but for the dogs and the cats too, guinea pigs, gerbils. I mean, whatever. They're all God's creatures. We should be helping them all. Anyways, all right, I'm out. I will see you guys. I will let you know what happens tomorrow. And then when I decide to go back, I'm going to give it a week, probably, see what happens, give my body a chance to adjust and calm. And then we'll see. And then I know that I'm going to go back and do another series of overnights. I just don't know quite when, because I want to see where I'm at and give my body a chance to dissolve this mass. I have a feeling it's already happening just because the change in the formation and the separation in it, where before it was one sheet, now there's separation. I can feel my intestines again. I can feel different divots. So something's happening. It's super cool. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Make sure to share this video with your friends, because if they've never heard of this, you might just end up saving somebody's life. That's why I'm here sharing this stuff with you guys. You never know. You might save somebody's life. I'll see you guys later.